In this video, we're going to talk about how your self-worth is directly linked to what you are creating, attracting, manifesting, and experiencing in your life. So if you're struggling to create or attract something in your life right now, one of the biggest reasons why you struggle is because subconsciously you don't feel worthy of receiving it, of having it. And you may resist that. You may argue, you may be like, yeah, but actually I do feel worthy, right? So consciously, you may feel like, yeah, I deserve it. I feel good about it. I want it. But what really matters here is how you really feel about yourself subconsciously in regard to what you're trying to create. And that makes a massive difference, because on a conscious level, you may be on board, but if subconsciously you don't feel aligned, you don't feel safe in having and receiving, being the very things that you want to have, you will hold back every single time. And I'm going to give you two examples from my own personal life here just to illustrate a little bit how this works out, okay? The first thing is when I started my business, okay? I transitioned from being a scuba diving instructor to becoming a coach about 6, maybe 7 years, crazy now, okay? And when I first started, when it was time for me to put myself out there, to sell, to market myself, to make videos, to create content, to do all these things, right, that you will do in a business, I was anxious, I was overwhelmed, I was shy, I was holding back, I was creating all those excuses, right, to not put myself out there, to not sell, to not be pushy, to all of this was coming from where? You see, consciously I was excited, I was enthusiastic, I had big goals, but subconsciously I was not on board. I was still related to myself, to who I used to be, how I used to see myself. So I was worried about what people might say, how I will show up, about failure, about all these type of things, how I'm gonna appear. So subconsciously, it didn't feel safe for me to be put out there, for me to be seen in that light, for me to step into that role that I wanted to be in. So I had to reprogram my mind, to convince my mind, okay, that not only it's safe, but I feel worthy, I deserve it, it is who I am. Because self-worth is really how you feel about yourself, right? Another example is about abundance. I used to have a big scarcity mind. I just have enough. I just have enough to get by. For years, I used to struggle with that plateau. Yeah. So for example, I used to go to, expensive shops in the mall and things like that. And I would be so afraid of going there, looking at the things, just browsing, because I would feel like they know I don't have the money, or they know I don't belong here. Yeah. So I would not even go there. Like I would block myself from that level of abundance, even though consciously I wanted it. Consciously, I knew that I deserved that thing or whatever, right? But subconsciously, I didn't feel it. And so if you don't feel it, if you feel a certain way, it means that your subconscious perception is something different. The subconscious belief represents something else. And your subconscious perception is always going to be manifested first. So I had to outgrow that subconscious blueprint. I had to make myself feel safe and make myself feel worthy, make myself feel like it's normal for me to go there, to hang out there, to buy stuff there, to wear it, you get what I mean, right? I needed to embody that subconsciously first. And so right now in your life, one very important question to ask yourself is, what is it that needs to happen for you to feel good about yourself, for you to feel worthy? What in your life makes you feel worthy? Is it money? Is it achievement? Is it being busy? Is it being productive? Is it being liked? Is it being kind? Is it getting attention from people? Is it being looking a certain way? Like, what is it? Is it something that comes from yourself? Is it achieving that goal that you have? Write it down. Like, take really some time to reflect on that, because this is a very important question. What needs to happen for you to feel good about yourself? And if the answer to that question is mostly external, then you are outsourcing your self-image, your worthiness to the people, to the world, to the environment, to the outcome of certain things. And so the world will control you. So you're not in reality creation. You're not about trying to create your life and so on. It's just about, okay, how do I make my life look in a certain way for me to finally feel good? So you're constantly chasing something, is what I'm trying to say. And I know that because I used to chase for the longest freaking time. Money, achievement, being seen a certain way, success, all these type of things, just to what? validate myself, just to what? Feel good about myself, just to what? Finally feel worthy, right? And so everything else that I already felt worthy, that already felt normal, I didn't really bother, I didn't really chase it, it felt normal. I gravitated toward those things because it's who I was. So you gotta understand the paradox here. You only go for what feels naturally safe for you, right? Your subconscious mind is not designed to give you what you want. Your subconscious mind will do whatever it takes to keep you away from whatever doesn't feel safe, whatever is preventing you to get those deeper needs met. So if you want abundance, or if you want true love, a beautiful relationship, a new job, and so on, but on some level you have a subconscious belief or that emotional blueprint, right? Because they work together, that makes you feel unsafe, that makes you feel worried, that makes you feel ashamed, that makes you feel guilty. Guess what? You will hold back and you will revert to that comfort zone, right? That's why people love the comfort zone. They love that comfort blocket, even if it's miserable, even if it's comfortable, even if it's just like here, but I want here. They stay stuck in that familiar comfort zone because they feel safe there, they feel familiar there, and they feel worthy of that. And everything outside of comfort zone, it doesn't feel emotionally aligned yet. So you gotta grow, you gotta outgrow that perception, that self-image that you've created that has been, conditioned through your experience and so on. But you see, the crazy part here is that I have to give you the common sense thing, is that you know deep down on some level that you are worthy simply because you are, right? There is no need for you or me or anybody to outsource our worthiness to the world, to the people, to the achievement, to slaving ourselves or, achieving, getting, accumulating things for us to finally prove ourselves. This is something we have been taught, conditioned through parents, teachers, society, right? But at our core, we are worthy because we are. And so a big key to transform your reality, to attract things, to become the magnet to those experiences, is to take your power back, the power that you gave so much to the world. And this is the story of the grasshopper and the giant, right? And the story goes into something like, I was a grasshopper in a land of giants and everything appeared big and huge and out of reach, until I realized I was a giant in a world of grasshopper. So this is a teaching. What is the metaphor here? The metaphor is that how do you perceive reality and what do you give power to? What are you giving excess importance? What do you overinflate, make a giant? Right? Most people, they make the world, people, money, the dollar sign, woman, man, outside of themselves, overinflated on a pedestal, and then they shrink themselves. Because I'm not good enough compared to them. I don't have as much money or follower. Like they go into that crazy comparing, right, cycle, especially on social media, that is driving a lot of people freaking insane, anxious, and even depressed. So the power is always somewhere out there. I need to be a certain way. I need to conform to whatever society is showing me, instead of taking that power back and knowing that I am the only power acting here. My consciousness is the only power acting in my reality. So whatever I choose to perceive in my reality, whatever I choose to make a giant of, will be so. And if I want to see myself as being lesser, as a piece of shit that doesn't deserve anything, then so be it, right? Now I'm being very dramatic here. I hope that's not how you talk to yourself, but some people do. They give so much value to everybody except themselves. And so if you value yourself so little, how do you expect your life to be any freaking different? So this is why I'm pointing you here to take the power back, to make yourself the giant in a land of grasshopper. That doesn't mean that you are higher or better than anybody, because that will mess you up even more. It's to realize that nothing outside of you has power. The only power is in you, in your consciousness, in knowing that if I can make myself feel worthy, if I can make myself feel good about myself, about my life, about what I want to create and so on, that's where the power really is, right? So I need to reverse that tendency that I have to feel worthy and validated in the outside world and take responsibility and ownership for that. So how does that play out? How can you do that? Well, there's many ways, okay? There's many tools. One of my favorite, one that I always talk about in my channel, is the power of visualization. Imagining, mentally rehearsing yourself to feel as if you are that person now. And there's two ways you can do it. You can rehearse where you are now in your life, wherever you feel like you're struggling, wherever you feel like you're not showing up authentically, wherever you feel like you're contracting or shrinking. Rehearse, right? Neville Goddard would call this revision. So show up as if you feel worthy. I don't need anything from you, right? I am the source. I feel worthy. I am worthy. I am this. I am good. I am sexy, handsome. Whatever the state represents for you when you fully embody that confidence, that charisma, that self-worth. And then play it in your mind over and over and over and over again. What does that do? It reprograms your subconscious mind with new information. And if you can emotionally connect, right? If you can emotionally connect, that's when it goes even deeper in your subconscious mind. Then you can take it one step even further. Can you visualize that whatever you're trying to create in your life, the job, the relationship, I don't know, right? Whatever you're trying to create in your life, achieve in your life, see it as being done. And see that you feel worthy, like just live that life. But do it from a state where that event, that thing didn't make you into anything. I created this. I generated that experience because I am. So I'm not ecstatic on top of the world and so on because that thing happened and I got so lucky. No, I'm happy, I'm grateful, I feel worthy. And I'm enjoying this moment, but I know I am the power that generated, that created this experience in my life. So you always know where the true power lies. And so you don't get deceived by the world and giving again the power to that outcome, to that thing, because then you're back chasing, right? It's the next outcome that's gonna make me fulfill and so on. No, I am living this, but I know that I am the power who's generating this. That shift in consciousness makes a tremendous difference in how you perceive reality. From giving power to the external world to owning that power. And so I am living my life as knowing that how I show up, my state of consciousness, largely affect how everything unfolds in my life. So whether I get that thing or not, I am still worthy. I still feel good about myself. I don't need everything to work out exactly the way I want it and me to control life, for me to feel happy, for me to feel grateful, for me to feel good or worthy about myself. I am. And then everything that aligns will show up and manifest itself in my life. I hope you register that because this is a really important key in navigating and understanding how reality truly operates. If you have any question or if you want to work one-on-one with me, hit that link down in the description and together we can help you bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to be. Let's go. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Be well.